Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is May 5th, 2025, and here are the top cryptocurrency news stories. Happy Saturday, everyone, and we start with Trump signing the big and beautiful bill on Independence Day. One of the many things this bill will do is raise the US debt ceiling by $5 trillion. As usual, when we get close to the limit, we raise it. Then, from the previous episode of Crypto News, I told you that Mr. Elon is thinking about starting his own political party, and having said that, there is already a meme coin called the American Party, and it has taken off, as you can see. But be careful, we are talking about a meme coin. Now, moving on from the US news, we move to Turkey, which has begun blocking various cryptocurrency sites, such as PancakeSwap, as part of a crackdown on cryptocurrency-related websites. PancakeSwap was one of 46 sites that the Turkish Financial Supervisory Authority said would be blocked for residents. The main reason is that PancakeSwap and the other platforms were providing unauthorized cryptocurrency services, although PancakeSwap is a DeFi project and is theoretically decentralized. In the description below, for those interested, I will include the remaining sites that were blocked. Moving on to Asia, we move to Hong Kong, which will activate stablecoin licenses on August 1st, a major step for the adoption of digital assets. As we have said before, stablecoins are a very hot narrative right now, and beyond Hong Kong, the Chinese are also looking to do the same. Notably, there are two tech giants in China, JD and Ant Group, that are calling on the central bank to approve stablecoins. Specifically, in closed-door discussions, Ant Group and JD called on China's central bank to approve stablecoins backed by the yuan, in addition to those pegged to the Hong Kong dollar, according to Reuters. So clearly, the Chinese are also looking to enter the stablecoin space. And we're not done with China. Let's now move on to a close ally of China, Russia. Specifically, a Russian arms manufacturer wants to launch its own stablecoin on TRON. The Russian company called Rostec has announced that it will launch a ruble-pegged token on the TRON network, called RubyX. It also plans to develop a payment platform. So in Russia, they are also aiming to enter the stablecoin market. Moving on from countries, let's move on to ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs now amount to $50 billion in assets. In the last 2 days, we have seen very large inflows. On July 2nd, there were inflows of $407 million. On July 3rd, this number increased to $601 million. Specifically on July 3rd, we saw numbers that we had not seen since May. It has been quite a while, as you can imagine. And since we are talking about ETFs, let me also tell you that BlackRock certainly views its ETF very favorably. BlackRock's Spot Bitcoin ETF has become the largest ETF in terms of commission income. It has even surpassed the S&P 500 ETF in terms of commission revenue, generating $186 million annually. As a result, it has generated a total of $3 million more than the S&P 500 ETF. So BlackRock is definitely loving this ETF right now. Now, moving on to our exchanges. Let's go to Binance. Today with it is a former Gemini executive, Ms. Gillian Lynch, who will be leading its European efforts. This is the lady you see on your screens. Looking at her resume, she has a very strong and extensive resume in the sector. As we have mentioned, Binance has not yet secured a license in Europe, so this lady will be responsible for Binance's compliance with standards in Europe, as you understand. And as I understand it, she will also be handling Binance's operations in the UK. Moving on from Binance and our exchanges, we turn to our coins, and we go to Ondo Finance. Ondo Finance has made a key acquisition that saves it from a lot of trouble. Specifically, Ondo Finance has completed the purchase of Oasis Pro, an infrastructure provider for real-world assets, in a move that the company said will strengthen its evidence-based offerings in the United States. This company is fully licensed by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. And as I said, they made this purchase mainly to avoid collecting all the paperwork from the beginning. And from Ondo Finance, we will go to Bitcoin itself. There is a wallet that was carrying $2 billion, or 20,000 BTC, that was held since 2011. For 14 years, there was an address that held these Bitcoins, and now 20,000 of them have been moved. Let's say that this wallet under its management holds about $8 billion, if I'm not mistaken. Moving on, we will go to our favorite cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin at $108,000, and the price has made such a small red candle. The main reason for this is Mr. Trump's threats, and if we go a little further down in the article where they included the information, we see that Trump told reporters that on Friday 10 or 12 letters will be issued, in which they will notify countries of tariffs, which range between 10, 20, 60, and 70%. Most of the letters will be issued in the coming days, as the president stated, and this move comes comes before the 90-day freeze on tariffs, which is supposed to start on July 9th, please. Not too far away, so we will probably have more tariffs from the US than it always seems. So what is the solution to all of this? A very simple answer and a cold stance comes from Mr. Salinas, who is a Mexican billionaire who says to sell our house to get Bitcoin, as fiat collapses, as he himself said in his statement. He says your solution is to own a house. If you think that's your investment, sell your house and buy Bitcoin, because you can always build more houses. With Bitcoin, you can't get more. That's what he said on this podcast. I'll have it in the description below if you want to watch the whole thing. That wraps up the top news for crypto today is May 5th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.